My mentally ill sister ruined Christmas because her presents were basically trash that she didn't want, so my parents sold them all on the spot. My sister was 5 years old when she first tried to gauge out my mother's eyes in public, all because she was told no to the doll she wanted. This wasn't her first outburst, though. She was diagnosed with ODD at 3 years old, so for her entire childhood, my parents did anything she wanted to avoid her becoming hostile. They let her make the decision for every single family dinner, outing, holiday. All was exactly how she wanted. It was weird seeing my parents too scared of an 8-year-old girl to tell her no, but that's how life was for a few years. Well, they decided to finally put their foot down when she was 12. My sister demanded a $900 iPad because her friend had one. My dad explained they couldn't afford it. She responded by taking his military jacket and cutting it to shreds with scissors. My dad was crushed, but instead of caving, he held firm. Well, that's when my sister switched tactics. She looked my mother dead in the eyes and said if they didn't buy her what she wanted, she'd tell her school counselor they didn't feed her. My parents went pale. The next 6 months were hell. My parents tried to balance not giving in completely while avoiding her threats. They'd buy her some things, but not everything. Of course, it wasn't enough for her. She finally made good on her threat when our parents took us on vacation to a different resort to the one she wanted. I remember coming home a month later to find a CPS worker in our living room taking photos of our full refrigerator and pantry. My sister sat on the couch with fake tears streaming down her face while the worker asked questions. The investigation lasted 2 weeks. The worker found designer clothes in my sister's closet and noticed how she kept changing her story about when she was supposedly starved. The case was closed with a note about inconsistent statements from the minor, but the damage was done. This all led up to this past Christmas morning. I had asked my parents for a new phone since mine was cracked and barely working. My sister told our parents to surprise her, nothing else, and so they did. When Christmas morning came, I unwrapped an iPhone 13, as well as a few small things like socks and deodorant. But then it came my sister's turn, and she got a small Louis Vuitton bag, Gucci perfume, the shoes she'd been eyeing for weeks, even a professional makeup palette. Yet each time she opened something, she'd roll her eyes and toss it aside like it was garbage. After all the gifts were opened, she didn't even say thank you. Just went upstairs and came back 25 minutes later with her phone calculator out. She'd looked up every single price and added them up. Then she looked up my phone's price. Her total was $75 less than mine. She stood there yelling about how this was proof she was the black sheep in this house, and I was the spoiled golden child who always gets everything. She had the audacity to go in the kitchen while Mom was cooking Christmas dinner and try to take the wallet out of Mom's pocket to find $75 in cash to make it even. My parents, who by this point were totally sick of her, refused to do it. Mom told my sister she wasn't getting money and there would be consequences if she tried. Well, my sister's face immediately turned red. She screamed that her presents were basically trash that she didn't want anyway. Before anyone could even react, she grabbed